The main reason my coaching clients come to me is because they want to shortcut the sometimes difficult learning curve and start taking better quality photos sooner rather than later. You might think I have them trying all kinds of advanced settings, but improving quickly is more about making things simpler than making them more complicated. Today, I've got for you 3 easy hacks that will instantly improve your bird photography, and you can start them on your very next outing. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. Thanks for stopping by. My name's Sonia. I'm a nature photography coach and tour guide based on the beautiful Sapphire Coast of New South Wales, Australia. Number 1 is choose your location wisely. And I'm not talking about the overall location. I'm talking about locations within the location. There's 3 main ingredients that I'm always looking for. Somewhere where I can be at eye level with the bird, somewhere with good distance behind the subject, and somewhere with interesting elements to incorporate into the composition. I keep going back to the same little 20-metre stretch inside my local wetlands, and I just wait for birds to come past. There's fallen branches, pretty grasses, and a clear view into the distance. Shooting in that one area, which has all 3 ingredients, helps me to get those nice clean backgrounds and interesting habitat shots because the setting is already working for me. All I have to do is wait for the birds to show up, which they usually do sooner or later. Next time you head to your favourite birding spot, pay attention to where the best spots for photography actually are. Look for more open areas and wider tracks where you have a clearer view. As you wander around, look through your viewfinder and actively seek out spots with attractive backgrounds and plenty of space fading into the distance. Hang around in those areas and let the birds come to you, rather than chasing them through difficult terrain, which we all know can be so frustrating. In general, I favour coastal heath, grassy areas, scattered forest and estuaries. I'll often check satellite images before I visit a new location to make sure I'm not heading into dense forest and narrow trails, which can be really tricky to shoot in. Number 2 is to master one focusing setup. Modern cameras give us so many amazing tools and settings, so it's easy to feel like you should be changing things up for every situation. But where this falls down for me is it's so easy to get distracted by what's happening right in front of me, and then I forget that I've changed things around, the camera doesn't perform quite the way I was anticipating, and I end up missing the shot. I like to keep things simple and I shoot 90% of the time with the same setup. That way I know exactly how my camera is going to respond. I use continuous autofocus, I have subject tracking off, I use the small focus area in the center of the frame, and I use matrix or evaluative metering. So I know that with this setup, if I can get the bird in the center of the frame, I am very likely to lock focus on quickly. And I use a pre-focusing technique in combination with this same setup, and it works really well for me, especially for those smaller, faster moving birds that I really love. Now, your camera might work a little bit differently, or you might prefer a different setup, but try sticking with just one focus configuration until you're really familiar with how it feels. Now, if a bird is kind enough to stay in the one spot for a little while, I will try different settings, but I like to keep with this same setup most of the time so I can respond intuitively, and it means way more keepers. My third hack is to check your exposure regularly. Early morning and late afternoon are the best times for light, but that light changes fast and it's so easy to get caught out with the wrong settings and end up with poor or unusable shots. To build the habit, you can use a little interval timer on your phone that gives you a little chirp every 3 or 5 minutes as a reminder. When it goes off, quickly check your light meter and adjust as you go, decreasing your ISO as the light increases. This way, you're going to increasingly improve your image quality, and even small adjustments can make a noticeable difference. If you'd like some help dialing in your manual settings and just simplifying your approach, why not work with me on one of my upcoming cohorts, or just download my free guides and watch my video where I detail my whole process for choosing my manual settings. Link is in the description. I really encourage you to try shooting on full manual if you're not already. It's not as hard as you think. And yes, you'll probably make a few mistakes along the way, but it's learning from those mistakes that can give you a deeper understanding of how subtle changes in exposure can affect your images. Let me give you an example. I was wandering the wetlands on this grey, drizzly morning, and I rounded a corner, and right in front of me was this black-shouldered kite. He was all damp from the rain and his wings were drooping down. It was a really unusual pose, and he was in this beautiful dead tree. I couldn't believe my luck. It was a fantastic photo opportunity, and I was panicking that I wasn't going to have enough shutter speed. So I ramped up my ISO and my shutter speed to make sure that if he took off, I was still going to get a sharp shot. And I had already read that fast shutter speed and high ISO weren't a particularly good combination. And when I got home, the lesson really hit home because the shots were really lacking in clarity. I lost all those finer details that I was really counting on in the wet feathers once I ran through the denoise filter. I did learn a very valuable lesson, and I've not made that mistake again. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. They really do make you a better photographer, as long as you take a few minutes to review and understand what went wrong. Once you know what didn't work and why, you're already closer to getting it right next time. It's really hard to fix a problem if you don't know what it is. Happy birding. Talk to you soon.